What is up, Hellions, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to be taking a look back. We have some new Pokemon games coming out in the next few months. We got Pokemon Legends Arceus, and we have the Diamond and Pearl remakes that are coming out. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking a look back. We're going to be heading back throughout the history of mainline Pokemon games, and I am going to be ranking them from amazing to Garbodor. I am a boomer as well. Obviously, I started with Pokemon Red, so you might see a bit of a bias to some of the earlier games compared to the newer ones, but I'm gonna go through and give you guys reasons for all of them. Let's just hop right in. Let's start grading these games. So I think it's only fair to start from the first game and make our way to the most recent game. So we're gonna start in terms of release day, if I remember correctly, okay? Don't hold me to this. I'm gonna do my best. If I don't get it perfect, you know, don't give me too much crap in the in the comments. All right, so we're gonna start with Pokemon Red then, obviously. Pokemon Red. If you guys didn't play Pokemon Red, which the majority of you, well, I don't want to say the majority of you probably haven't, but there's a reason why Pokemon Red, I've already explained, is one of the first video games I ever played. I loved it. I did so many things in Pokemon Red, including like even speedruns. Before I even knew that speedrun was a thing, my friends and I used to speedrun like how fast can we get our starter to level, you know, this before leaving the starting zone or stuff like that. We used to create little challenges for ourselves. We used to play all the time and trade and all that stuff when I was younger. So this has a special place in my heart. It's the OG. It started it all off. And I will admit, though, okay, I will admit that if you go back and play it today, it's tough to go back and play it today, especially when the Fire Red version does exist. So I understand that the Fire Red version did fix a lot of the problems and added a lot of good quality of life updates. So what I'm gonna do, to be fair, because if it was just me and I was just doing it, I would probably put Red in amazing, but I'm going to put Red in great because for those quality of life changes, I'm actually going to put Fire Red in amazing. I think this is one of the better like remakes of a video game. We're going to get to we're going to get to another fantastic remake of a video game. It's probably my favorite Pokemon game of all time. We'll get there eventually. Next up, we have Pokemon Silver. So Pokemon Silver is, it blew my mind as a kid, right? Because Pokemon Silver was a game that it was another Pokemon game. Super excited to play another Pokemon game. There was some color in there now. It had the dogs now instead of the birds, and they roamed around, and you had to find them and, you know, catch them in their particular areas and all that stuff, and that was super cool. But the thing that it did that blew my mind was after you were done with Johto, you moved on to Kanto. It included the game, or the world from the land from the game before it. And on top of that, it has one of the best battles ever when you go into the cave and you fight Red from the original game. It's just so good. It's probably up there. Again, this is another one, just like Pokemon Red, that if it wasn't for the remake, I would put it in amazing. Lots of nostalgia for this. I love the Gen 2 Pokemon. Huge fan of the game overall, so I'm going to put it in great. But for me personally, the best Pokemon game ever made in the history of Pokemon, still to this day, is Soul Silver and Heart Gold. 100%. Like, there's no question for me. You will never change my mind on this. There still has yet to be a Pokemon game that eclipses those games in terms of literally everything. I just realized that I'm already out of order. Of course, we have Pokemon Yellow that we have to. So I like Pokemon Yellow for a bunch of different reasons. Pokemon Yellow came out after the original ones, and then it's awesome because it more followed the anime, sort of, because you started with Pikachu, and you were allowed to get all of the starters in your playthrough. And to me, that was just super cool. I mean, I have a copy of Pokemon Yellow sealed here because I love it so much, and it was one of the only pieces of my video game collection that I didn't sell because I have such an attachment to it. I think that Pokemon Yellow is fantastic. I love that it took elements from the anime and included it into the games, starting with Pikachu, kind of being able to roleplay a bit in the game as Ash, which was pretty cool, and then being able to get all the starters and have a full starter team with Pikachu is pretty awesome as well. So, and I never evolved my Pikachu. Guys, don't evolve your Pikachu to Raichu, man. You gotta go full roleplay, bro. So let's put yellow. It doesn't hold as much nostalgia, I feel like, as red and silver, so I'm gonna put it in good. Okay, so Pokemon Crystal. I definitely have played Pokemon Crystal, but it was a long time ago, and I don't remember the changes that were made from silver and gold into Crystal. I feel like there was more of an emphasis on Suicune. Obviously, Suicune is like a big part of the story in Pokemon Silver and Gold because he's kind of the dog that's moving the story along, and then there's also Entei and Raikou, and they're out there as well. But Suicune has a story element because there is a character searching for Suicune as well. So it kind of has a big through line there, but I don't remember if there were any major differences from Gold and Silver. I'm going to put it in good. Sapphire version. Okay, so Gen 3. I like Gen 3 a lot. I think in terms of starters and legendaries, I don't think I liked it as much as the original 2 gens. And okay, guys, like I said, there might be a little bit of bias towards the earlier games, but I really liked Pokemon Sapphire, and I really like Manectric. And the thing about Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby was that so this is like the IGN meme, right? Is that there was a lot of water. There is a lot of water in the game. I agree with it. I don't think it needs to be marked down because of it, but there is a lot of water in the game. And I really like electric type Pokemon, so that really appealed to me, was that you were kind of in a more like island based sort of area, so electric type and grass type and stuff were a lot more feasible in that particular game. Nonetheless, I think I got to give it a 7.6 out of 10 for too much water. I really like it a lot. I'm gonna put this in good, and I'm gonna put it right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Emerald was cool, you guys. Emerald was super cool. I like Rayquaza. Rayquaza is probably one of my favorite legendary Pokemon, so the inclusion of Rayquaza was really awesome. Plus it took, the elements of Sapphire and Ruby, put them together. I think Emerald is a fantastic Pokemon game, and I gotta put that way up there. I'm going to put it in great for now, and I'm actually going to put it in the front. I think Emerald is a fantastic game. I'm going to put it here because Pokemon Red has a little more nostalgia for me. Diamond, I actually never played, you guys. That's why I'm excited for these remakes to come out, because Diamond and Pearl I never played, but I did play Platinum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put didn't play. I did play Platinum, though, and I think Platinum is up there in terms of the best Pokemon games ever made. I honestly believe that. It is definitely in the running. It's a massive game. It's probably one of the longest Pokemon games that I remember playing. I remember playing it 50, 60, 70 hours to beat the entire campaign. And you go to fucking space. You go to space, bro. There's like an interdimensional space-like area which you find Giratina and shit. And I just remember that blowing my mind. It was a blast. I really like Pokemon Platinum a lot. I think it's fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of Giratina personally in terms of legendaries. I think most of the legendaries on here I like more than Giratina, but I thought Platinum as a whole, I thought the story was cool. It took you really interesting areas and was really badass. So I hope that some of the stuff that was included in Platinum that I have heard is different from Diamond and Pearl make it to the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Pokemon Black. This game right here is going to cause a lot of controversy, I'll tell you that much. I did not like Pokemon Black. I did not like Pokemon Black at all. Actually, I wasn't a fan. I only played it once, so I haven't gone back to replay it recently. But I just remember not really liking a lot of the Pokemon in Pokemon Black, and I think that's when Garbodor was introduced. Is that true? I don't remember. I don't know if he's Sun and Moon or if he's Pokemon Black and White, but yeah, I'm just not a big fan of Pokemon Black. I know a lot of people say that the story was really good, and only having played it once, my memory kind of sucks, but I don't remember a single thing about the story in Pokemon Black or White. I just remember not liking it. So it might be a game that I have to go back and replay. I gotta say, I don't have much nostalgia nor any remembrance of story or anything in regards to this game. I just remember not liking it very much. So I'm gonna put it in meh, because I know it has some redeeming qualities. And it's the same with Black 2. I didn't fully understand Black and Black 2. So apparently Black 2 is a sequel to Black. But at the time, I kind of thought it was like a remake but with some added features. So I was kind of confused on it, and I didn't actually end up finishing it because it was, in my opinion, it was just as boring and not as good as Black. But but I'm gonna put that in didn't play because I didn't finish it. All right, Pokemon X and Y. So I actually liked Pokemon X and Y. There's probably a reason why I like Pokemon X and Y is because they gave you a Kanto starter in the first like hour of the game. I like the starters for the most part from X and Y. Obviously, I believe we got Greninja out of X and Y, which Greninja is now the most popular Pokemon, if you believe some of the voting polls online, which is really cool. I like Greninja a lot. I think he's a fantastic starter, and I really liked Pokemon X and Y. I thought they were really cool. But it was, I don't remember if this is the first time that they started to go away from the actual rival in the game. I really like the rivals, like the people who just shit on you the entire game, and you have to overcome the adversity of that asshole bully, you know, sort of thing. I'm a big fan of that. I think it actually teaches kids a lot to have to overcome that in a video game. And when they went away from that and started to do like, here's the 4 friends that you go on your journey with and you battle every once in a while. We all love each other. Woo! I'm just like, oh my God, why? Like, and they've kind of done that ever since. I think Sword and Shield actually had a character that was kind of an asshole, that Bidet. Wasn't a big fan of him. I know his name's Beatty or whatever. I just call him Bidet because he's ass. But, so yeah, I actually liked X and Y. I don't know. I'm probably in the minority here, but I actually liked X and Y. So I'm going to put X and Y in good. We have Alpha Sapphire. I think that the quality of life changes in Alpha Sapphire just made that game better. I love Sapphire version. I love Gen 3, but every time they remake an old game, they seem to do a really good job with updating it, you know, and adding different like quality of life improvements and stuff. I thought Alpha Sapphire was just a better version of Sapphire personally, so I'm going to put it up in great. I think it's a great Pokemon game. I love it. Pokemon Sun. You were probably thinking this entire time, what is he going to put in Garbodor? Is he going to put any of the Pokemon games in Garbodor? Oh, I am. We're putting Pokemon Sun in Garbodor. I hated Pokemon Sun. I'm sorry. I know that there's probably a lot of younger viewers who, you know, maybe Pokemon Sun was the first Pokemon game that they ever played. Now they have the nostalgia for Pokemon Sun. But as a person who started from the beginning and has worked his way forward in the Pokemon franchise and has played all these games and has enjoyed some and not liked some, Pokemon Sun is definitely at the bottom of the pile when it comes to Pokemon games. There's one huge reason why, because there are some things that I really like about Pokemon Sun, and there's some things that I hated. And the things that I hated really outweighed the things that I like. Pokemon Sun has the worst tutorial out of any Pokemon game ever. It's awful. It is 2 hours long. The game is unplayable. You cannot replay it. I played it once. I tried to replay it a second time with a different team. I couldn't get past the tutorial. It's too long. These games have been out for 20-some years, okay? People like me are still playing them. People who've played every single game up until this point. People like me don't need to sit through the tutorial on every replay of a Pokemon game. Of a Pokemon game in general, we shouldn't have to sit through a tutorial. So, when Pokemon forces things on players, like tutorials when you don't need them, then they need a skip button. They need a skip the tutorial. Maybe even if you have to watch it the first time, but then the second time you go in, it says, would you like to skip? And you're like, yes, I would love to skip this. And you just skip ahead to the part where you actually start the adventure. This Pokemon game's tutorial is so bad, it makes the game completely unplayable. I can't play. I can't replay. I cannot go back and play this game. It's impossible. It sucks because I would love to go back and play it because of the things that I liked about it. I liked that they shook up the formula of the gyms and they went to the different islands and it was like Hawaii and they started to do the different types of Pokemon, like the island executor that has like the long neck and everything, doing the different kind of how the Pokemon have almost evolved, or yeah, evolution basically for the areas that they're in. I really like it, and they've continued to do that since then. We're going to have Hisuian versions of Pokemon now as well. I think it's really cool. I loved it. I love doing all the trials and everything, and how they incorporated a lot of like Hawaiian feeling, like cultural things into the game. And I like that they went away from the normal formula, but it's unplayable because of the tutorial. Pokemon Ultra Sun. Actually, I tried playing Ultra Sun because someone in my chat, or a friend of mine, was like, hey, you should play Ultra Sun because it makes it better. It makes the tutorial shorter. And I think they lied. I think they lied. I'm gonna put that in Garbodor too, but I'll put it above Pokemon Sun. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that it was probably better than Pokemon Sun. Let's Go Pikachu. This one's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be interested to see what you guys think of Let's Go Pikachu, because I actually really enjoyed it. So basically what it did was it took Pokemon Yellow, right? Basically, and remade it and updated the graphics, which I think the graphics in Let's Go Pikachu are better than Sword and Shield and better than Pokemon Legends Arceus. Let's Go Pikachu is probably the best graphically looking Pokemon game that we've gotten so far. I have to fact check that in my brain, but I think that's true. This was them trying to bridge the gap between people who love Pokemon Go and people who loved Pokemon games. So they added the, it was on the Switch, so they added the motion control throwing the Pokeball, which really wore out its welcome really quickly. And I actually really liked it. I honestly, I like throwing the Pokeball sometimes. I think if they had implemented that a little bit better, it would have been even better. But it was fun going back to Kanto. I really love that they put all the Pokemon in the overworld. I thought that was super cool. You can skip past the battles if you want, or you can only encounter certain Pokemon if you're trying to train or whatever. It just makes things a lot easier to see them above the tall grass. I'm gonna actually put it in good, and I'm gonna put it in front of Pokemon Yellow. If I had the choice to go back and play regular Pokemon Yellow or Let's Go Pikachu, I might choose to play Let's Go Pikachu. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Actually, wait, no, go back. There's a big reason why this is gonna go here. This is when they decided to force people into not grinding. Okay, this could be a video within itself, right? I honestly believe that the game is very, very easy. Let's Go Pikachu is super easy. You never have to switch from Pikachu or Eevee if you don't want to, because they learn crazy powerful moves. There's like move trainers in the Pokemon centers that also teach you super powerful moves, and it's just like Pikachu can take out a grass Pokemon that's like 5 levels higher than him in like one shot. It's insane. It's super easy. But another thing that makes these games super streamlined, in my opinion, makes them easier, is that they've gotten rid of the ability for the grind. I think personally, one of the things that makes Pokemon is the grind, is grinding up for that next gym. You're working toward taking down, the mill tank that kicked your ass, so you go off into the tall grass and you fight and gain more experience and stuff and all that. And in this game, I don't know if they did this in Sun and Moon or if this was the first game, but they force you to use an EXP share, which gives all of your Pokemon experience no matter who sees the battle at all. Which, in my head, right, I know it's a video game, but in my head it doesn't make sense for a Pokemon who doesn't go into battle to gain XP, right? It's just sitting in his Pokeball the whole time. How does that make any sense? How would he gain XP? He's not getting any experience. I know that people really like that streamlined approach. They don't like the grind. I 100% agree with you guys. You guys should have the option to not grind. I should have the option to grind. It should be a nice switch in the settings to turn off the EXP share. That's it. That's all I want. The last game, guys. I'm sure this was the one that you guys were like, oh, he's a boomer. How is he going to think about Sword and Shield? Sword and Shield is very interesting to me. I think, personally, that Sword and Shield released into a lot of controversy, right? Because they got rid of the national decks. They basically said, no, you cannot bring in all these Pokemon that you have from other games. And, it took a lot of controversy for graphics, character models, how the game ran in the wild area. It was the the actual performance of the game was kind of poor at the start. And I think overall, there was 2 games in Pokemon Sword and Shield. There was the game in the wild area with the raiding and all that multiplayer stuff, which was super cool. And then there was the traditional Pokemon game where you go through the routes and you hit up the gyms and you do all that, right? I am not a big fan of a lot of the Sword and Shield Pokemon, although there are some that I really do like. So it's kind of a, it's like some of the decks I really don't like, and some of the decks I really do like. I like that they took the area, which is supposed to be very like England, like British, I think, and they included that in a lot of Pokemon design and stuff. I like that they did that. Makes the game unique in its look. All the towns look very like British, like England, that type of area. I really appreciate that a lot. I think it's a cool design decision. But overall, man, Sword and Shield had a lot of potential, and it almost felt like a test or like an early access to what we are possibly going to see in Pokemon Legends Arceus, with these kind of open area elements where you kind of fight like a raid boss in each of the missions, and it's a bit more open, but it's more of like a Monster Hunter style open. That might have been more of like, okay, how far can we push the switch? How, can we do this? Can we accomplish this? And unfortunately, it just kind of fell short in terms of performance, definitely in terms of graphics. I am one of the people who was really critical of the game before it came out, critical of the animations, critical of the Pokemon designs, critical that they didn't actually include all the Pokemon, or at least let you bring in all the Pokemon. And honestly, I don't really like that they put out a like a battle pass, and then in the battle pass, you're all of a sudden allowed to bring in a lot of the Pokemon that you couldn't when the game first came out. I think it has a lot of good things going for it, but it has a lot of bad like management decisions that went into it, which is really unfortunate. Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to go in meh. I will be trying to stream the Diamond and Pearl remakes as well as Legends Arceus when they come out. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see ya on the next one. Bye-bye, guys.